Hi everyone, Martina here. Today I'd like to share some gift wrapping ideas with you. Recently I've been looking at my embossing powders and I was thinking that this could be a really awesome combination with plain and ordinary craft paper to create or get some beautiful packages for Christmas. And why not sharing that idea with you? For my first idea, I have just been adding some powder to my craft paper to make sure that there will be no static or grease on the paper. And I'm starting to stamp a amaryllis flower. It's a Alexandra Renke clear stamp to my craft paper. And I'm adding the stamp totally randomly. I'm not taking care of any rhythms. I'm just getting that paper covered with flower imprints. When I had enough flowers on my paper, I am pouring a whole pot of I think it was the metallic gold rich regular embossing powder. And I'm making sure that I cover every segment and bit and piece of the stamped flowers. Always funneling the powder back to the jar to have a as clean as possible workspace and to lose as little of the powder as possible. And then I'm already ready to heat emboss the first paper. I'm using the Wow dual speed embossing tool on the, I think on the higher level to be a bit faster. And I absolutely love the effect the gold embossing powder creates on the craft paper. First paper is done. Let's move on to the second one. For the second one, I'm using an Alexandra Renke ornamental star stencil. And I recently discovered that you can add the embossing ink with a blender brush through really intricate stencils, and you get really, really amazing imprints from that. And I will surely use that technique even more. When I liked the coverage of my star stencil on the paper, I grabbed a embossing glitter. This time it's metallic copper sparkle, and poured the whole jar over my paper and tried to get a nice coverage with the powder just when I am pouring. And you might have noticed that I didn't get a nice imprint of the stencil on the bottom right corner, but I decided that I won't care too much because I can always take that paper for a small box that I'd like to send or gift, and I can just cut that not so nice piece away. The sparkle particles just, well, held pretty good to the craft paper, and I was using a dry brush just to brush the excess glitter away. And when that's done, I can grab my heating tool and heat the stars up. And I will never ever get tired of that effect and watching metallic sparkles melt. It's just amazing. I totally love it. And I really love how the copper kind of shines on the craft paper. Now, paper 3. For paper 3, I am grabbing my conditioner and freestyle tool, and I'm randomly drying some wavy lines onto the paper. And since I thought they are maybe a bit too thin, I was just adding random second wavy lines. And that's the whole pattern for that paper. To heat emboss, I'm using the white Twinkle powder. I think it's not a metallic because I was planning on only using metallics today, but I totally love that wintry, snowy feel the white Twinkle powder gives. I think it's such a nice and bright contrast to the craft paper that I couldn't help myself but try it and use it. You see me going over the lines a second time with the embossing glitter because I didn't catch all of the lines in the first try, but in the second try I got them all, and now I can already heat emboss them. It's quite easy to follow these lines with the heat embossing tool, and again you see it melt and you see exactly which parts are already nicely melted and which parts not. In the moment I've been tilting the paper in the light to show you that amazing effect this powder gives, I have recognized that there were some glitter particles still sticking to the paper, and I just dusted them off with the dry brush, and everything is now clean and ready to be gift wrapping paper. And now let's go to idea 4. For my fourth idea, I first wanted to cover the whole piece of cardstock with embossing ink and just emboss it with platinum sparkle and punch something out later. But I instantly changed my mind and took my embossing ink pad and slided it over my craft paper to get a nice, messy, stripy pattern on the paper. And whilst you see me having some issues to get each and every bit of my stripes covered with the embossing powder, I absolutely love the effect it creates when I have melted the powder, and you will see that in a second. The stripes are, especially in their ends, they are so soft and nice and messy, and I absolutely love it, and I can't wait to wrap gifts with that paper. And when I'm done with that, I have my 4 papers ready, and I'm really surprised, and I'm surprised how they turned out, and I'm surprised that I actually can't wait to start gift wrapping. And as you do today, you'll see me showing my 4 papers, snipping in my fingers, and I'll be right back with the finished products. And here they are, my finished parcels. I have wrapped 4 gifts, each with one of my created papers, and have decorated them with just minimalistic add-ons. I have used some ribbons, I've used some die cuts that were actually laying around on my crafting table, and I really love that the embossing on the paper is showing off so beautifully. And that's it for today. I hope you are inspired to add some personal touches to your next gifts, and I hope we'll see you soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye.